You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack them. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things, MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong, history. And we good on that, put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1, everybody say Bulls on tap, Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty. Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery, nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news. Go and subscribe, hang out with Buzzy and Goose. Tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, aka Bull Scripted, and we're here to recap a 111-110, too close for comfort victory over the Oklahoma City Thunder. But before we do that, be sure to go to ontapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at BullsOnTap, at OnTapSportsNet, following Goose at Bull Scripted, me at BuzzOnTap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review, because that's cool and tough. Head on over to the YouTube if you're watching on Twitter or Facebook. Please head over to the YouTube, subscribe to the OnTap Sportsnet YouTube channel, and hop in the comment section with us. Goose, Zach came back today. Javonte Green came back today. It made my night a lot better after just a terrible day at work. When you got the news initially that they were coming back, how'd you feel, man? Let's start off with how you felt before we get into the game.
I felt really good. You know, I went into work, spotting everybody with Bulls gear. Just like, Zach's back. He's back tonight. They're getting on a plane. They're going to the OKC. And the one guy looked at me and he was kind of just like, I know nothing about basketball. I just have a lot of hats. I was like,
just shut up and give me my product, sir.
You know, and go tell all your friends that Zach is back.
Yeah, I was super stoked, after getting the report yesterday about him and Javonte, especially Javonte coming back, who obviously flies under the radar here because Zach comes back, right? So everybody's talking about Zach, not Javonte. But, dude, Javonte Green, he showed you tonight in 25 minutes just how important he is. Doesn't show up on the box score a lot, but, the dude is a fucking beast. And I'm sorry, the last rebound he had, that box out to go over Vooch and everybody else on Oklahoma City with 1 second left on the clock was absolutely huge. That was the biggest rebound of the game. He just comes out and he does a good job. But the Bulls were up by like 30 at one point. I think it was 30. They were up by 30 points at one point and they just blew it. But we'll talk about the downfall and why Billy Donovan's probably going to, be screaming at them in the locker room right now. But let's talk about how this game started. Ayo gets the start tonight, and they switched up the starting lineup. The Bulls' Twitter account said that it was going to be Kobe, Ayo, TBJ, Zach, and Vooch. And I was like, wow, okay. I guess I could see it. And then they ended up going with Ayo, Zach, TBJ, Javonte, and Vooch. And I got my wish from the article I wrote over at On Tap, man, that Ayo got to be in the starting lineup with Zach LaVine. And he did not disappoint, man. Your thoughts on Ayo Dosunmu's 10 for 14 performance tonight?
Did he go 10 for 10? I know he went 9 for 9. Did he go 10 for 10?
I think it was 9 for 10 is where he missed his first shot at the 10 mark. I'm like 90% sure.
Okay, well, on the broadcast, they covered that he broke and set the Bulls' new rookie record for, most consecutive field goals in a game for a rookie. Awesome game. He could not miss. And then he banked that half-court shot in. And I really feel like when he fouled out is when this team kind of lost that energy. They lost that kick in the ass, and they stopped kind of playing this game. They thought it was over. And, it did go downhill. But his start to this game and just the fact that he stood up for Big Bro. DeMar did not play tonight. And Ayo, stole a little bit of his powers. He was living in the mid-range. It was beautiful.
Yeah, no, I absolutely loved it. And I tweeted out like how important it is. And it's so funny. Like I know we like laugh about 2K a lot on here, but it's just so funny how like that feature in the game is something that I really, I've always thought about it being an important thing but, you've heard Zach talk about that with Thad when Thad was here. Remember, Thad was Zach's vet. Zach was Thad's rookie, and it's a very important, obviously way different positions and skill sets and whatnot. But Io and DeMar have obviously made a great relationship together. And you saw a lot of DeMar's game within Io tonight, but that's stuff he did in college too, pulling up in the middies and hitting shots like that. But the confidence that he's doing it with now, and just a second round rookie doing what he's doing and flourishing in the start that he gets in Lonzo Ball's absence is just awesome to see. And again, being from Chicago, let the homer out right now. I'm letting it out. That's fucking amazing. I'm on cloud 9, rookie of the year. Fuck yeah. All day, all fucking day. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. He is a rookie of the year. Fuck you, Grayson Allen. But anyway, I don't know why that came out of my mouth. It just slipped. I don't know how that happened. But Zach returns tonight. I thought he was going to get a triple-double. We were on the triple-dub watch. He plays 35 minutes in his return, 6 for 19 from the field, 3 for 10 from downtown. He had 23 points, 7 boards, 7 assists tonight. What are your thoughts on Zach?
I feel like he was kind of gassed towards the end of the game. First game in 10 days or so. You can't really simulate, live game action. They got you. And
I mean, come on, man. Look at this fucking thing, man. That is just so Kobe is, it's Kobe, but good job, John. But Kobe is
talking about cheese.
Kobe is colder than Tupac. Come on, man. All right, Jesus H. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Kobe hit a clutch 3. Kobe's 3 to put us up.
Yeah, it was big.
9 in the fourth was huge.
Yeah, but Alex just had a really good fucking a good message in here. This is Kobe White over his last 3 games from 3-point. They don't come in here just to make us laugh. They throw some good tidbits in here every once in a while too. But Kobe White 2 for 23 from 3 over his last 3 games. That's not good, man.
No, it's definitely not Kobe White-esque. That's like Keith Bogans-esque.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh God. That's real bad.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's real bad.
It won't be that bad.
Kobe, and that's the thing, where they're getting some comments in the comment section about how he's either ass or he's really good. Again, when Kobe is coming in and his role is usually specifically just something, like just the scoring part of his game, he does well. When I feel like he's trying to run point or even be like a decent defender, I don't feel like he puts it all together, but that's why I love him off the bench when he's just a microwave scorer. That's when I feel like he's the most effective, and that's a very important thing to have. But you're right. He did hit a huge shot tonight off that bench, even though he went 3 for 14 from the field and 1 for 7 from downtown. He hit one of arguably the biggest shots of the game when no one else was hitting anything. And
that 1 of 7 was huge.
Right. And that's a fucking, that's a big time shot for him to hit. And it made it all worth it, obviously. What about Vooch tonight? What do you think about Vooch, man? Because a lot of people were dogging him again. And I got to call people out for this, man. Stop dogging Vooch when he has a game like this. Who cares if it's against an ass team? He should be having a game like this regardless. 26, 15, and 4. 3 blocks.
Tonight I was worried because the first shot that he took was an airball mid-range that was wide open, and I was like, "Oh God!"
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Gather yourself, my friend. We can't do this again. And he didn't let it happen. He got it going in the post, and that translated to the outside and the defensive end, like Stacy pointed out consistently throughout the broadcast. And now. How do you get that to happen when you have all 3, Zach, DeMar, and Vooch? I do feel Vooch has always played really well with Zach. We saw that last year. Their chemistry on the floor in the pick and roll seems to be really well. They both provide space for each other, where obviously DeMar lives more in the mid-range, so you can kind of get into each other's way a little bit there. So Zach and Vooch play well together, and I think Zach is a big reason why we got this game out of Vooch, on top of the fact that I'm sure he didn't take very kindly to laying a turd against his former team last night.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely think he came out motivated. You saw he was being aggressive again, and I felt like he was really taking time to set his feet, breaths in between shots. Just fucking really making it work for him tonight. And he actually gave it all on the defensive end, too. He did it at both ends of the floor, which is obviously something that we desperately need right now with our guard situation. Though I will say, it's not like SGA torched the Bulls tonight. He did drop 31 points, but it really came towards the end The first half, he was contained a little bit, and that had a lot to do with Io and Zach being on him. And I thought that worked out real well. But I think that Vooch had a lot of great rotations tonight. I felt like he made a lot of good passes tonight. And I felt like he looked for a shot when it made the most sense and he wasn't trying to force it. And I think that's why you got a good game out of it. Now, where I get really upset when we're talking about Vooch is probably out of his control a little bit. The mismatches tonight. Why were you not exploiting that? I mean, the Thunder kept going small. I know you were screaming at your TV just like I was. Feed this fucking guy in the paint. The dude that's guarding him is 6'7". Throw the ball in the paint. Get it to Vooch.
We saw that forever before Lonzo, in our rebuild period, though, that we could not execute an entry pass. And when
it came back, it's happening again.
It's happening again. Well, Caruso and Lonzo were both not playing basketball for us for the next 2 months, so that's got to be something Billy's drilling in practice, just entry pass.
Billy's got it fucking pissed right now, too.
He
looked hot.
Billy definitely cannot be happy because this is Billy's former team. Billy left there to come here. Billy didn't want to rebuild. The last thing Billy wants to do is get his current team's contending squad's ass kicked by the rebuilding team that he decided to walk away from, and that almost happened in the fourth quarter of this game. And it was really uneasy. Like the way the Bulls have established themselves, we should not feel that way in the fourth quarter with the Thunder. And I did not feel confident. And obviously DeMar wasn't here, and he's been who we've leaned on all year in the fourth. And we just didn't simply have that tonight. But this game got really out of hand really quick.
Well, absolutely. And a thing is, too, and a good point by Jim, when Vooch is on, this team can be dangerous. And Jim's 100% right. We've been saying that all year. Like, if he's on, and everybody's healthy, of course, we need him to be fucking on right now. Because if he's not, with how injured the team has been, it'll be bad if he's not. Exactly. It's like bad like last night. But when he's on and everybody's like rolling, dude, it's good shit. Now, in the fourth quarter, when Io did fall out, you kind of pointed at this in the beginning of the show, the nervousness that came over the team, or like the less calming factor. And this is something that Will Perdue touched on before you and I went live, as Jason Kendall and Will were doing their show. I was listening to it, and he said, I can't believe, and he goes, Io's been playing great. Like, Will gave Io all the props in the world, right? But he goes, I can't believe a second-round rookie was the calming presence tonight. He goes, that can't happen. And I was like, I agreed with Will Perdue. I'm like, I get it. I get it because you got Zach back. But I also try to, like, pull back a little bit because Zach's just back. You know what I'm saying? DeMar's sitting out tonight. I mean, the injuries have – the guys that are normally there that'll calm you aren't there, right?
But you need it on both ends. And right now, in terms of a point of attack defender, you don't have any better on the defensive end than Io, and that's partially why he ended up fouling out tonight, because of his responsibilities and the extended minutes and the starting role. But as much as I agree with the point that you're saying that Will was making, I think it's also a testament to something that we underrate as fans of the draft when it comes to drafting upperclassmen. He's prepared. He's ready. He's been in these moments. He's been the dude. Now he doesn't even have to be the dude. He's just got to be a guy who doesn't fuck up. Like,
no, that's a good point.
I know how to do this.
Yeah.
I got to play my role defensively, and I got to pick my spots smart.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's been like in college in Illinois and stuff like that, being not just a freshman coming out right away. Like, he's had some moments.
Bigger, but the role is lesser, and he was a veteran there. He has the composure. He was who his team leaned on. So
that's fair. He's
been that presence before, is where Zach came out of college, out of UCLA, still a really raw basketball project. And he didn't really have that leadership kind of role ever. Yeah. So it's
until he got here. Yeah. I mean,
and he's been thrust into that role just based purely on his talent. You can only lead by, examples that people can't follow. Like, nobody can dunk like that. Nobody can really move like that. Like, that's not really something a teammate can grasp onto. Now, effort defensively, just calmness, composure. We've seen it. He's the DeMar whisperer too. He's there when DeMar gets heated. DeMar knows how to be a leader. DeMar knows how to be composed, but there's times where everybody needs somebody to just be like, hey, who's up, man? We good.
Right? No,
And fuck,
that's a good point.
It's a great thing that we drafted the kid.
Yeah, no shit. I totally agree. We got a question from John. Do you think DeMar's rest games increase down the stretch? So if you're just joining us now, thank you for joining us, by the way. Please go over to the YouTube. If you're on Twitter or Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel on Tap Sportsnet. Hop in the comment section with us. But do you think DeMar's rest games increase down the stretch? DeMar was coming off a 41-point performance against Orlando on Sunday, which is why he got probably the rest day. He's been shouldering a lot with all the guys out. I don't really know if they increase like that. I just think he gets a rest day because he's getting ready to play his former team on Wednesday. He has been carrying the load for the Bulls for like the last week and a half or so due to all of the injuries that taken place. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get some rest days here and there, but this one didn't really surprise me too much. It disappointed me, I'll say that, just because I was so excited when I heard LaVine was playing again that I wanted to see him and DeMar on the court together again. But we're going to have to wait until Wednesday. But, I mean, it didn't surprise me. You're playing a team that's won 14 games. I understand last night, Orlando won 8 games before they played us and picked up their 9th victory. But, coming off a back-to-back and losing in embarrassing fashion in Orlando, Billy was going to have them as ready as he could. And they were with a 30-point lead until they kind of blew it there in the end. But I don't see him sitting too much more. I think that, it'll happen here and there, though.
How many total games are we playing in like 10 days? I feel like there was a crazy amount of games.
We had the 4 and 5 nights, right?
Okay. And then we're making up these games that we had postponed.
Right. And then last week we played Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Okay. And then this week, tonight's Monday, we're playing Wednesday, we're playing Friday, we're playing Sunday. And
this is just a lot right now. I don't expect it to be a trend unless the Bulls are either like completely out of reaching first, which I don't think will be the case. And I don't think they'll have a big enough lead to where they're comfortably resting guys unless they're trying to strategically play a first-round matchup for some reason, which I don't think would be in the cards. I don't think DeMar's going to rest too much. I think this is just a combination of 2 bum-ass team alerts in a row. Even though we blew the game last night, you're getting Zach back. You're confident in 2 all-stars and the rest of your squad that you could get it done. And until, that last little bit there, it felt pretty comfortable most of the game.
Yeah, you got Chai Sports fan loving on your piano back there. No, I agree with everything you're saying. I just think, I don't see a ton of rest games happening, but as the season progresses and stuff like that, and, maybe due to minutes that he's played or, hardships of games or whatever, like he'll get a rest here and there, but I don't think it's going to be more frequent or anything.
I'm more so surprised that he allowed. Like, I doubt
he must have been fucking tired, dude.
Yeah, he must have been tired. He must have been feeling it, or the training staff was like, "Dude, we don't care how tough you are. You're taking the night off."
I mean, think about it. Every game the dude's hitting the floor. I mean, every game he's hitting the floor multiple times a game.
Even defensively.
Yeah,
he caught that forearm to the jaw on the dunk from Suggs. That was a fantastic dunk to watch, but I think you could have easily called an offensive foul there because he gave DeMar the forearm shiver right in the chin.
Well, I know we broke down this game. Thankfully, the Bulls pick up the win and everything like that. But we have to talk about a little bit some more things after Bulls moved to 29-17 on the year. This division the Bulls are in. The Central Division is fucking tough. The Central standings right now, the Bulls are 28-17, technically in first. Milwaukee's 30-19. Cleveland, 29-19. You have 3 teams that are fucking making it happen with over 60% winning percentage in the Central Division. But you brought up Suggs. I wanted to talk about that. Do you see our boy Stacy going at it with the Magic fans today because he was talking shit like how that team got so hyped and he was like, "Yo, you've won 8 games. Like, what are you going so crazy for?" He was cracking me up today, but he owned it and he kept going at him all day. Did you see any of that?
I did see a little bit of it, and I was kind of surprised that he got sucked into that rabbit hole just because they have only won that many games. Like, it's hard to believe that we get to go from being the team that at one point teams were like. Not one point, like literally
last year,
months ago.
Yeah, right.
You haven't even won 20 games yet. Like, we got all these comments, and now we get to act like that never happened because the grass is greener currently. I mean, I can see both sides. I'm I'm gonna take the homerism out of this, and obviously,
Yes.
Stacey's got to stand up for himself, and he's not gonna, ditch the persona. And I'm glad to see him going at it with fans on Twitter, even of the opposing team. That makes it fun for everybody. But as a Bulls fan, we were talking our shit when we won games we weren't supposed to.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, no, those were the few fun times we got to hop on here and be excited and talk some shit. Like,
exactly. Like, Lowry
I
going
feel
off
it.
for 26 fucking points or something.
I feel it. Especially considering all the shit that I'm sure we've talked and will continue to talk as the season goes on when we get good Vooch and it's not us getting 2 of 19 or 4 of 19. 4 of 19, right. Sorry. He was like 2 of 8 from 3. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
But 4 of 19 from the field when Wendell and Franz are fucking us up.
Franz Wagner. Sounds like a fucking generic
that
Rocky
we got rid
villain.
of there. That makes it sting a little bit. So
I shouldn't make fun of people's names. I feel bad, but he does sound like a generic Rocky character, dude.
My last name is literally Keith Franz. Franz,
I said Franz Wagner sounds like a generic Rocky movie villain. Your last name is cool and tough. Fuck him. He plays in Orlando.
Yeah, he sounds like an Avengers villain to me. I don't know.
Fun fact, I've never seen any of those movies.
What?
Yeah, dude, I don't watch movies a lot, man. I got like the same rotation of movies.
Well, there's literally like a knockoff Nazi kind of spin thing in there, and they just say Hell Hydra instead of Hell. So
oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay. So that's kind of what I was getting at.
I see what you're doing. Yes. That's getting crazy here. All right, so another fun topic that I wrote down. Did you see Amari Stoudemire's comments on Grayson Allen?
No, I'm curious. Let's hear it.
So Amari Stoudemire did an interview. I didn't know if you know this, but he's like doing something with Brooklyn, like player development or something like that with Brooklyn. I did not know he was doing that. But he answered a question about how he had like stomped on the court one time after a foul and how he got suspended for 1 game for doing something like that. And he basically went after the NBA's decision on the 1-game suspension for Grayson Allen and had said, this guy intentionally tried to hurt somebody and caused this person to get surgery. I mean, Amari basically called Grayson Allen a bitch. Oh, according to our buddy Chai Sports Fan, it's on Instagram. So if you want to look for it on Instagram, you'll be able to. But yeah, I mean, we have to. I know I did it in the beginning of the show, but I still believe that Grayson Allen's a bitch. And I see that there were some Bucks fans today, and I'm just going to keep attacking until I don't feel like it anymore. Really, I don't give a fuck. But they're posting like, "How could you say this is a bad guy?" As he's sitting there holding the fucking dog. Listen, it's awesome. Did you see those? Like how he's smiling with his dog. With his dog, did you see those pictures? I gotta send you this shit. I don't know why I don't just send it to you during the day. But he's holding his dog and he's got like this big shit-eating ass grin, and everybody's like, "This is a real good guy." I'm like, you know what, dude? Like, good. He's taking care of a dog. That's great. He had to buy that dog. That dog did not choose to go to Grayson Allen and be like, "Oh, you're my owner now." It's not how that works. The dog is probably being held against his fucking will, and we need to take this more seriously.
PETA.
Yeah, fucking PETA. A fucking dude and his dog. Thank you. He already knows. Our boy Chai Sports Fan already knows what the fuck I'm talking about. A dude and his dog. Like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? That's what a Bucks fan used.
Playing that really sad song too, the Sarah McLachlan song.
Tears of an angel. That one. I mean, that's the fucking thing here. Like, that's what you're trying to sell us on right now. Like that he's a good guy. So a Bucks fan took screenshots of him and his dog. How stupid is that guy that did that? He might be dumber than Grayson Allen.
Well, Grayson Allen, he didn't help them win a championship. I guess I'm confused why there's just this unwavering support for a guy that might be there for a season, if that.
God, Alex Rude just went savage here, man. Jesus H. It's getting savage.
I'm not even going to read it.
Don't read it. Oh, my God. But
not wrong.
He's not wrong. I know he's not wrong. It's just fucking unbelievable. We shouldn't laugh about that, really. That's not. It's funny. Fuck. I can't. The jokes are funny. But I don't know, man. I cannot live with this shit right now with Milwaukee still doubling down on everything with fans.
Like I said, but why?
I don't get it.
Grayson Allen to Milwaukee. Do you need this guy to injure somebody else? because that's really the only reason he's on a roster is because he is an annoyance. He is a prick, and he can hit a shot here and there. But for the most part, his reputation always is and has been a pest. And not the kind of pest that's like the good kind of pest, like the pest that makes you want to punch him in the face. And in playoff series, that can be good for a team. Like, I get that. Having a guy like that on your team is good. But when he does something like that, you cannot openly back it the way they've been doing it. Like, it's excessive the way that they're defending it, and it's baffling.
I know it's our second day talking about this, and we're just coming off the win against Oklahoma City, getting back into the win column. We did break down the game. If you're just joining us now, we're talking about Grayson Allen again. But today is Monday. That happened on Friday, so a lot of national media outlets like Wilbon today. This is the first time Wilbon got to talk about it on PTI. I still love PTI. I still love Around the Horn. Those are shows that we grew up on. I love those shows. But Wilbon went in. You called him a thug, which he is. And, he really went in. And I'm floored to read the report that came out today that the NBA wasn't going to suspend him until they got word that Caruso was going to need to get surgery. They were not going to suspend him. So because he's only had 2 flagrant ones against his name in the NBA. But
we covered that too. Like,
I know we did.
Videos of him tripping Derrick Rose, like a legend, respected immensely among
the shot to the back of the head of John Morant.
Like, these dirty ass plays to these high profile players. Like, Caruso is obviously a household name to the house that he's in. To everybody else, he's just, fucking Caruso. Right. So I guess a lot of people, that's not a big thing. But we're seeing, like, the margin of players that belong or could be in this league is very small with these COVID opportunities. Why is a guy like that getting an opportunity if his best skill is hurting people? Like, as soon as Zaza Pachulia got outed for it, you kind of saw him disappear.
Oh, yeah, he fell out the fucking league.
So, like, why is it any different now?
That's probably because Grayson's a little younger, a little bit more of a skill set than Ja's got. I talked about this today with Sean Sierra from Sean and Maya in the Morning and Kenneth Davis from NBC Sports Chicago. I talked to those guys on Sean and Maya in the Morning today about this, and they're both in our camp with all of this and thinking it's a little bit ridiculous that this little slap on the wrist. I mean, I understand they're not going to use the Duke film, and I finally have convinced myself of that. It took me a minute to do it, but I did. I finally convinced myself that they're not going to use Duke film. That was years ago. He's now in the NBA, yada, yada, yada.
Your vibrate is going off.
Oh, my phone is ringing. It's Tony. It's the boss. You see that? He's calling me during a live podcast. How unprofessional. How unprofessional. Was that vibrating the mic? Was it really? God damn, these iPhones, man. They got some strength in them, don't they? But now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, no. Here we go again. I have now blanked on my whole rant I was going on. I was talking to Kenneth and them about it. I don't fucking remember now because Tony had to make me lose my train of thought. Does anybody remember what I was talking about? It's terrible. It's a terrible end.
You're talking about being on Sean and Maya and how they were in our camp with the Grayson Allen thing.
Oh, yeah. Again, I think that we all had agreed on the fact that seeing that it took the NBA to find out that Caruso needed surgery to actually put a suspension on him and a minimal one and a slap on the wrist at that is just kind of a spit in the face. And, not using thank you, Chai Sports fan. They weren't using the Duke days in there, which I think is, again, I accept that, but you kind of know the reputation.
Per game does he average for his career, though?
All I know is this year he's around 11 and a half.
Okay, so if it was 11 and a half minutes in a game, this guy continually does some fucked up shit to hurt people.
Wait, did you say minutes or points?
Minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, no, I don't know what he's got. I can get it right now. I can get that right now, but I thought you said points because I know this year
he's putting up 11 points a game.
He's putting up 11 and a half points a game. I'm
that good for them?
Yeah, I'm going to get you right now.
That's actually surprising.
I know. I got you right now. So, yeah, he's actually 11.8 points per game, 3.4 boards, 1.3 assists, 42% from the field, 39% from downtown, 85% from the free throw line. He is playing 28.1 minutes per game this year in
That's
Milwaukee.
why Bucks fans are standing up for him, because he is actually producing. That's actually a pretty good stat line. I didn't know he was playing that much for them.
Yeah, he is. Yep. Yeah, he is. And then we had another one from Alex Root here. Bogut called out Amari for going after Grayson. Tell Andrew Bogut to go fuck off. No one cares about Andrew Bogut. He's irrelevant. He's sticking up for the Bucks because he played there. Fucking loser. Sorry.
No, I mean,
Andrew Bogut. You know how I told Grayson Allen he could pull up? If I told Andrew Bogut to pull up, he'd kill me. Like, that would be. I wonder if people would pay.
Grayson would kick the shit out of you.
I know he would, but I mean, I would feel more confident in that one, you know. But Bogut, I wonder if people would pay for that. Like, hey, Andrew Bogut, I have to start.
Bogut and Amari?
No, me and Bogut.
Oh, nobody would pay for that.
No one would pay for that? Oh,
I'd pitch in for your medical bills. That's about it.
Oh man, no, I thought I start marketing it right now. Like, hey, Andrew Bogut, fuck you. You know, I don't know. What about a tag team match? Me and Amari versus Bogut and Grayson Allen. Because I could probably gnaw at Bogut's ankle for a minute.
That we might be able to figure out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally know I get my ass whipped, but I try to look at it into a jackass thing. Like, it'd be like like the movie. Like, hey, here comes Buzz against Andrew Bogut and see how long he can last,
So no, Grayson Allen's playing that much though.
I know.
That's why Bucks fans are standing up for him. I mean, because he's actually
fucking contributing to a championship caliber team.
And taking opposing teams' players out for extended periods at the same time.
Yeah, he just looks like a piece of shit too when you look at his basketball reference picture. I'm sorry.
I have the smirking stuck in my head, and I feel like that's just always on his face. Like, no matter what he's doing, that's always on his face. All
right, we've spent way too much time on this Jagoff.
I think everybody has.
I think you're right.
But we're giving this kid too much fame. It's too much.
You're right. So we need to focus on the things that happened tonight. The Bulls won. Ayo Dosunmu played a fucking great game. Javonte and Zach LaVine are back. And on Wednesday, the Bulls will take on the Toronto Raptors at the United Center to end their road trip, which they went 1-2 on. So, hopefully they can get a win against Toronto. Toronto's been playing a little bit better as of late. DeMar's former team, so I'm assuming it's going to fuel him if he's got that Mamba mentality.
We're not going to assume those things that backfired against the Magic.
Just way to shut me down there when I'm trying to go to transcend in outer space.
I mean, it's DeMar, so it's definitely a safer assumption. But
yeah, I was just saying that he was going to feel good against his former team. I wasn't going to put him in the Vooch category of missing every goddamn shot that he tries to take. But hey, we'll see what happens. But that's all I got for tonight, man. You got anything else before we get out of here?
No, Ayo keep being Ayo. I'm curious to see if when DeMar gets back, if he remains in the starting lineup. But with Zoe and Caruso gone, you'd imagine so, because Kobe probably does need to get more accustomed to that bench role again.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, everybody be sure to go to ontapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at BullsOnTap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Goose at BullsScripted, me at BuzzOnTap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. 5-star rating and review, because that's cool and tough. Go over to the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel, OnTapSportsNet, hop into our comment section. It's always hilarious. There's actually a fun game they play in theirs to make us laugh during the podcast, which I think they're 3 for 3 in the last 3 Bulls games they've gotten us. So be sure to do that too. We'll be back on Wednesday after the Bulls take on the Raptors. Let's go Bulls.